Hey folks, Squilly18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play a Little Path of Exile. If you're watching this in the future, we are on patch 2.4 over here. We're playing in the Essence Challenge League, and I'm going to be playing a Summoner-oriented Witch. Just unlock the waypoint over here. We're going to go back to Lion's Eye Watch. We can do a little bit of selling, but also we can turn in some of these quests over here. All right, I've got enough inventory space to do it. Oh, yeah, since we completed one mission for Haku over here, he's now in our base. Hello! Elron is another master over here, or Elron. These guys are account shared. So if you discover these masters, which you always will quite early on in your runs, but more importantly, if you level them up, right, you can see the reputation here, level 2. If you level them up, that is shared across your entire account, which is quite nice. So you get a mission to kill someone, that's okay. Frostbomb, Orb of Storms, Summoning Raging Spirit, and Contagion. I'm going to grab the Summon Raging Spirit because I can use it now. Yeah, Necromancer. And you're going to reward me with a Book of Regret, giving me 2 passive respec points. Thank you very much. So if I use this, now if I check my talent tree, I can see I've got two refund points left. And I can hit refund passive, and then I can click on things to undo them. I have to make sure that the tree doesn't find itself in an invalid state. Like, I couldn't refund this one right now, because then there'd be no way for me to reach here. But if I spent points to go around this way, then I could start refunding these points over here, for example. So it's a little way to undo some stuff, which is nice. A little bit of quest progress. I'm going to go and just ID anything that needs to be ID'd. I always sell it Nessa. It doesn't actually matter where you sell, but it's right next to my stash, so it seems a little easier to manage. So that'll give me a chromatic. That will also give me a chromatic. That's quality, which means I'll keep this. This shank. Oh, look at this. +1 to level of socketed cold gem. It's also worth noting that these daggers give you the increased global critical strike chance. That's important. It means that it's not just critical strike when you melee with this dagger. It's a critical strike to anything you do with either weapon, so in either hand. Also, I believe it does increase your spell critical, which is nice. The lightning damage only affects melee. The mana regen is kind of sweet. I might just keep this around as a low-level caster one, but I don't think I'm going to switch to it. Well, I say that. Wow, this has got the socketed cold gem bonus, too. I should probably switch to some sort of cold attack, actually. Do I want to keep the quiver around? No, we can get these pretty easily. That's going to be okay. And this shield over here, likewise, I'm not going to keep around. That's going to be fine. We can just sell that. That's quality, so we'll just keep it to do a sale later on. Yeah, let me go and just switch this thing around. We'll sell this wand. And I'm going to put this knife in here. And then I'll just throw my socket back over there. Okay. Oh, that's the Raging Spirit. Yeah, so the global crit chance should affect my Fireball spell. So last time we checked, it was, what, a 6% crit chance? So now, yeah, 8.4%. Very nice. Okay. My quality armor, so we can vend that later on for some stuff. I've got Fire Trap Gem over there. We've got, what's this blue one? The Magma Orb. Yeah, I'm not going to use that. And then the rest is all currency, so let me go and toss that in there. Like that. Okay, so the Summon Raging Spirit is quite fun. I don't know if it's worth using right now. Okay, I'm going to change my default attack to Fireball, because I'm never just going to wand things. I'll tell you what, I'll put the Raging Spirit on my right mouse button, so we can play with it. What's fun about it, they do look very cool, and they do auto-target. I believe in my random start gear, I can put on this amulet for more regen. And what's worth noting is because the amulets don't normally have energy shield, that 4% increased maximum energy shield is a global boost to, like, my current total, which is awfully nice. And actually, we do have enough level. I can equip the Spring Leaf. Now, it means I lose the increased spell damage from this, but who cares? I'm not really doing spell damage. I mean, a little bit with my fireballs, but not that much. I'm going to grab that, just for survivability. So the 118% increased armor and energy shield is only affecting the stats on this shield itself. I do like to reduce freeze duration, life regeneration, the resistance. It's not, again, it's actually not considered to be a power item, but that's okay. I'm just going to reslot those. We'll sell this shield over here because it's not particularly important. This is hardly worth keeping, but I'll do it anyway. So I've got Fireball, I've got Raging Spirit, I've got Raised Zombie. That's good. That's fine. All right, let's go back to the Submerged passage. So in here there is an optional side level to go and kill a boss for a quest. And, you know, the bosses do drop slightly more loot, although if you were just looking at pure, like, you know, loot progression, you're probably better off just advancing the game more. But the reward is, I think, a skill point. So, oh, I'm using the fireball here. I should be using my flaming shields, or my flaming skulls. So this is Summon Raging Spirit. You can spam these out quite quickly. You can have up to 50 of them in existence. However, they currently have a 5-second duration, and because of my cast speed, I can only spam them out so quickly. But they are auto-targeting skulls that will fly towards the nearest enemy, and I think they just expire as soon as they run into it, which is very, 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 very entertaining. But they do count as a minion. So all the nodes... Oh yeah, I was going to raise some zombies. All the nodes that I grab to boost my minions in general will also boost the Raging Spirit. So you end up with a decent synergy where the Raging Spirit almost feels like your primary just attack. And you can see I don't need to aim it. They do auto-target. They don't prioritize anything that I'm you know, attacking otherwise. Let's raise some more zombies. But they feel really, really, really damn good. So they do get some really interesting synergy. Like I've talked a little bit about support gems that, you know, you can get a gem to, you know, increase attack speed, increase critical strike, etc., etc., etc. The Flaming Skulls, right, the Summoning Raging Spirit, even though they feel a little bit like a spell, because they're sort of a one-shot missile, they do all their damage as minions. In fact, you want to support them with things like increased physical damage or increased fire damage, because they actually, I think what they do is they hit for a certain amount of damage, like sort of physical-based damage, but part of it is converted over to fire. I believe they have the fire keyword as well. Yeah, spell, minion, with the duration, fire. So anything that boosts fire skills will boost that. Oh, Flooded Depth. Nice. This is the optional side one. Sometimes I miss this, and I find the exit to the zone first. I'm like, damn it, now I got to go back and find this thing. So this is a really short zone that will just have one named unique in it. So anyway, so it's really cool. I've never played a character with it. In fact, I don't think I've ever grabbed the Raging Spirit gem before. I just randomly grabbed it last time when I rolled a witch for this zone, and like there was a reward for it. I was like, you know what? I'll just click it and see what it does. And then I started like spamming out flaming skulls. I'm like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. So it's just very entertaining to me. So what we're gonna do is, yeah, we can really, really support this by a lot. The melee splash is a really good support gem that you know, you could use if you're a meleeer, but if I use that to support my Flaming Skulls, now my Flaming Skulls, when they go and hit something, they will effectively explode with a tiny radius. The Flaming Skulls never get attacked directly by enemies. They can be hurt by AoEs, so conceivably they could get killed before they do their damage. Of course, later on I will get minion instability, which is mostly for my other minion types, you know, the zombies or the specters or whatever. But it does mean at that point that if, for some reason, the Flaming Skulls do get killed, they would still explode and do damage. But otherwise, it actually won't trigger on their actual ability. Now, as far as I know, they are one-shot. I mean, I guess we could pay attention. Maybe they attack more than once, actually. Maybe it's just their duration. Hold on, I might be wrong about the one-shot. Let me just spam one out. Oh, no, they do keep attacking! Holy shit, I didn't even realize that. I thought they were one-shot missile. No, no, no. They do stick around and keep attacking for their full 5 seconds. I mean, I could go and pair this all up with a... let's get the large live flask and replace one of these there. Let me do that. I'll have to remember that it's a different hotkey, but that's okay. And level up. So we're going to go over here, Minion Life, but we're going towards Lord of the Dead here. Boom. You could pair them up. Oh, there's the named unique guy that I have to kill, the Deep Dweller. These guys are kind of annoying. You pop off their shell first, and then you have to fight their second stage. I find it really annoying with like normal sort of single target people, melee people where you have to click. I find it really frustrating. It is nice to have the auto targeting spell because, you know, my last build was with Arc with Lightning because that was a lot of fun. All right, so we completed that. We can we could TP back to town, but I'm just gonna walk out of this. Actually, no. You know what? I am gonna TP back. Portal scroll. We'll get our little reward. I don't remember what it's even going to be. Oh, it's passive skill point. Yeah, very nice. Excellent. Gonna do that, and we're gonna go and grab Lord of the Dead. Minions have 10% increased max life, deal 15% increased damage. I can have an extra zombie as well. I could have 2 extra skeletons. Skeletons are, well, they're another minion type, obviously. So I'm gonna use the waypoint instead to go back over here. Skeletons don't need a body for you to summon. They don't do quite as much damage. I'm just going to check over here. It's almost certainly a dead end, but yeah, there we go. I'm going to do that. Actually, I'm trying to decide if it would have been faster for me to use my TP and then walk out of the submerged depths, or do this. Yeah, it's going to be fine. We can get another minion here. There we go. So yeah, I think I kept getting interrupted. I could get extra duration on my flaming skulls so they stick around longer, but I doubt that's worthwhile. So I'll just do this. I don't have any splash damage right now. I mean, I guess I could still use my fireball. So in a sense, some of the tightly knit packs, it might be still better for me to fireball. But I don't know, I think this is okay. What level is that? It's only 8. It's going to be okay. So my life regeneration is actually pretty good. This shield that I've got on should make me pretty tanky, especially since I'm planning on grabbing some more life nodes. See, I like auto-targeting spells, because especially in these dark levels, it can be really hard to see where the enemies are, and you know, they auto-target. So it makes it easy. It's also really nice when you're watching Netflix. You just sort of vaguely point in the direction. And with the flaming skulls, I don't have to point in the direction. I can point over here, it doesn't matter. They'll just path towards the closest thing around. That's 12 point. I tend to pick up anything that's got 10% quality or more to do the trading, or later on if I get lazy, then I wait until it's like 15 or more. Just because if you're always picking up items with at least 10 quality, it means you only... Oh, I should be fireballing these guys, because yeah, nice and clustered. It means that you only ever have to trade 4 to get the bonus, and it just works out quite nicely. If you keep picking up things with like 5% quality, then you're going to be cluttering up your stash a lot more between trading. It's just not worth the micromanagement. The blacksmithing stones, the whetstones, they're not that hard to come by. And you don't have to spam out that many, so it's not the highest priority. So I'm just going to Flaming Skull and make sure... Yeah, there we go. My zombies are dying, so I'm going to raise zombies. There we go. And then keep Flaming Skulling. And we'll get ourselves an extra essence somewhere. There it is. Whispering Essence of Hatred. So you can trade in multiple essences of the same type to get a higher level one, which I'm not going to bother with right now. There we go. There's the exit. So we're going to go to the ledge. And there's going to be another waypoint somewhere over here. I love the seagulls like that. Also, this is the first time we've, seen a little bit of sunshine. Oh, there we go. I do need another zombie, unfortunately, but... Now, the one downside to putting, like, Fireball or something on my left mouse click is if I fail to click directly on a minion, I'll start walking instead. Of course, you can use Shift to prevent that. Let's raise another zombie. And that's that. So, Whispering Essence of Woe. I may as well grab the medium mana flask and replace that. I'm just going to get rid of the small one. No, see, flasks can have quality as well. If you trade in, I think it's 20% quality of flasks, then you will get, I can't remember what it's called, is it the Glass Blower's Bauble? Something like that, which lets you raise the quality of flask, which is very, very, very important. Because you can get some very important flasks later on. Ultimately, what we're going to be looking for is we're going to be looking for some Magic Life flasks that will remove... we need something that removes bleeds for the very late game. Earlier on, you do still want something that removes freezes if you can, although we do have the minus 50% freeze duration on our shield, so that's a little bit easier. But yeah, it's nice you've got a flask that like heals you, but also removes some horrible effect. Because generally speaking, what happens when you start taking damage, like, stuff's bad. So you just, like, hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or something like that, and then you just, like, shrug off all these different status effects. There's a flask that gives you, I think as a base, like something like 35% extra resistance to all resistances. There's others that will give you 50% bonus resistance to a specific resistance. Although, by default, you are capped to 75 resistance in something. So, the ones that give you like a specific resistance can be a good way to fill a gap early on. But some of them also, while they're active, also increase your maximum by, a few points here or there. So you can go above your 75% resistance with those flasks, which is quite nice. There's, what's it called? Is it the Emerald Flask? There's one that gives you, like, 3,000 extra evasion, which is quite a bit of evasion. I mean, right now, our evasion is, what? 92! But later on, you will get, if you're making an evasion build, you can easily have, couple of thousand evasion or something like that. But that flask is still, is still useful. So yeah, I'll just keep Flaming Sculling here. If I do see a big cluster, I'll try to drop a Fireball. Although, see, that was me trying to Fireball right then, and then failing to actually click directly on a minion. I'm going to have to hold Shift. I'm used to having Fireball on my right mouse button, which right mouse button never moves you. I wonder, if I put Flaming Skulls... No, it wouldn't make sense, because then my left click would always be a move, and I guess I'd hold Shift to summon them. You know what? That might not be a bad way to go. Just move, hold shift. Actually, I can just, like, literally not even move my mouse, do this, and I can put Fireball back on my right mouse click, which will prevent me from doing really stupid movement. Portal scroll, that's fine. These things, they're not items. They give you, like, flavor text. You do this, and if you walk away, it'll keep talking down here, too, so I'm just going to cancel that. But that's why I've been avoiding those. Oh, so do this. Drop a Fireball in there. Do that. Raise another Minion. Fireball these tightly knit groups. If I just click on something, okay. You know what? No, I don't like it. I'm going to go back to this setup over here. All right. Sorry, I know I didn't clear this this pack particularly effectively here because I was too busy thinking about my hotkeys. But yeah, that's going to be okay. So let's raise some minions again. Poor zombies all dying. There we go. Get ourselves back up to 3. And we got another point. We're going to grab this one here. Minions deal an extra 15% increased damage. So all of a sudden now our build is starting to come together. And I get to just stand back over here, spam Flaming Skulls, and when a zombie dies, I can just res one up. No, that cleared quickly. Brutal Shrine, we'll get that. What is it giving me? Knockback, damage, stun. Yeah, alright, whatever. So yeah, these little shrines, they do sometimes hurt you as well. Like, freezing shrines will keep spamming out, like, a freezing effect. And if you're near the shrine, it will start to damage you. But the second you pick it up, then the shrine becomes inactive, and instead the freezing effect comes out of you and just damages your enemies. Scroll of Wisdom for identification. We still have all our zombies. Oh, we've run into our first totem over here. Skull, 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 skull. Small mana flask. We don't care about that. Oh, that might be a nice pile to Fireball. Just looking for a good opportunity here. No, they're still not clustering that tightly, really. Our zombies are surviving a hell of a lot better than they used to. That's nice. Also, as we keep leveling up our zombies gem, that's going to help too. Flaming Skulls, Flaming Skulls. Yeah, getting Spell Echo in these Flaming Skulls is going to be nice. Spell Echo is an interesting spell in that it... or support gem, in that your spells cast twice. And effectively, it gives you a much faster cast speed, but your spells normally do slightly less damage. But that's not going to matter for summoning my skulls, because their damage, I don't believe, will be affected by the... by the reduced damage from Spell Echo. I don't think so. But it should let me spam out my skulls twice as fast, which is going to be incredibly useful. So just by doing that, I would be able to keep maybe 20 of them around. I don't think I'll ever pair that socket with a increased cast speed support gem, unless I literally have no other support gems kicking around. But I think the Spell Echo is going to be worth it. Increased cast speed is going to be something like... Does it start at like plus 20%, plus 25%? It does get a little bit stronger as that levels up. But that's not... And while that is really good with normal spell spam, because it doesn't reduce its damage or anything like that, I think it's going to be less meaningful with the Raging Spirits. God, this is such an enjoyable spell. It's just fun. Oh, I should have... Can I raise a zombie back there? Yeah, excellent. Oops. Bit of a dead end. Now, every character tends to pick up at least one mobility spell. Whirling Blades is one of the most popular ones, but does require that you are using daggers, swords, or I want to say claws? I'm not sure if that's true. But we're not going to be doing that. We're using a dagger now, so I guess early on we could use a Whirling Blade, but ultimately we are probably going to go to a staff. So most likely we'll have to switch to some other thing. Yeah, this guy spams out so much AoE, he destroys my zombies quickly, which is a damn shame. Although my Flaming Skulls should do okay. There we go. Excellent. Spear, Longsword. Oh, you're 14%. I'll go and pick you up. Nothing else worth grabbing, so I'll grab the Spirit and then just walk out of here. And yeah, let me just try my Quicksilver. Oh, it doesn't drop the Spirit. Maybe because it's not one of the timed levels. I think maybe on the time levels you drop the Spirit when you use your Quicksilver. Or maybe Quicksilver never does, and it's just the mobility spells. Like, I'm pretty sure some of the teleports and whatnot drop the Spirit. Again, it may only be in a timed one. I'm not sure. So we're just going to drag this guy out. That was lower level, right? Yeah, 8%. pop it out, and get some extra reputation here with Haku. Excellent. So now, where are we going? This way. Mission complete. Flaming skulls, flaming skulls, flaming skulls. Not enough. Oh, hey, it's Kaduku, the false god. So he shoots out a bunch of lightning things all the time. I'm going to actually focus fire him down because he is going to be killing my zombies. There we go. I'll grab the rare. It's only a claw, though. I don't think claw bills are very popular. I think because the intrinsic thing with claws... So everything's got something. So swords always have, no matter what, so this is a non-magic sword, but always has increased accuracy rating. Although these, like, rapier-type swords always have global crit, as do daggers, for example. You can see here another sword with the accuracy rating. But claws always have gain life for each enemy hit by attack, which I think isn't quite as worthwhile. I don't think there's as many, like, really exciting support nodes for it. I mean, I'm sure there's some viable claw builds out there, especially, you know, maybe not super late game. But as far as I know, they're not quite as popular. I might be wrong, though. I think we're going to just dodge the coral ring. I mean, I can't remember. If you turn in a bunch of coral rings, don't you get something? I think there's a recipe for spamming coral rings. Coral. We'll see. Yeah, I'm not going to go back for that, no matter what the percentage is. These guys are like champion types. Group Frenzy on Death. Another Quicksilver Flask. We'll grab the rare here. I mean, most of the rares I'm going to sell, but especially low level like this, honestly, I could really just, if it's not something that I'm using for one of my items, or for one of my like, an item I need for my current character, I can probably just trash it. Maybe there's something to be said about, you know, banking a little bit more starter equipment for potentially a future character. But it's, you tend to, like, burn through the early items so quickly, but it's worth checking for the stats. On normal melee gear, oh, this is going to kill a lot of my minions. These guys explode and leave fire behind, which is very frustrating. All my minions are on fire. My flaming skulls should go downhill and kill these guys, because they do fly. Like, they can't go through walls or anything like that, but otherwise they do ignore quite a few obstacles. Level 10. Where do we want to go after this? That's a good question. I mean, I do want this life stuff. I'm just trying to decide... I guess we're going to grab these minion nodes. I don't think I need the extra life right now. If this was hardcore, I'd probably prioritize it, but I'm going to go here, grab the intelligence, and, yeah. Oh. How come you guys have little things going around you? Boom, 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 boom. All right. Let's go and pop this. I'm going to, like, pre-cast a bunch of my flaming skulls. Oh, okay, we'll clear a bit of this. But, yeah, what I can do is I can get myself up to 10 flaming skulls around me, because that's all I can maintain with the cast time right now. And then pop this. And then my flaming skulls will all start doing some damage. Oh my god, my zombies are getting obliterated. Die, 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 die. Zombie, zombie, zombie. Zombie, zombie. Flaming skulls. And fireball. Actually, I wonder if I can get DPS numbers on the flaming skulls. It might be a little hard to get an accurate rating. So, if I go and check here. Raise zombie. Yeah, no. Or, sorry, not raise zombie. Summon raging spirit. Yeah. Cast per second, too. It's not, yeah, it's not helpful. I can't get DPS ratings and compare, which is unfortunate. It's possible my fireball actually has higher single target damage. Well, I mean, for a single cast, sure. Yeah, I think the flaming spirit is really something that you use, or the raging spirit is something that you use a little bit later. Oh yeah, forget I can go up to 4 zombies now. God damn it. I've been stopping at 3, but I can do 4. And soon I'll be able to do 5 if I go towards that new node. More zombies. I like how, like, I don't really ever have to aim at anything with this build. Ooh, waypoint. How's my inventory? Oh, pretty full. You know what? Let's go to town. Do I have to identify anything? There we go. Anything that's not identified, you can't equip, so they're always red. Now, sometimes things are red because I can't equip them because I don't have the stats, but that's how I just sort of blindly do it. Okay, sell that for chromatics, just right away. See, with melee weapons, you do look for that increased physical damage here, so it might be worth looking for the claws, but you know what, they're always just going to be vendor trash, basically. That's a quality item. Oh, that's another chromatic, which is handy. That's a quality item. And this, early on, the increased percentage physical damage might not do quite as much as just a flat added one, but I don't think this is an item that's worth saving for a future character. I'll keep that coral ring because again, I think there's recipes with them, so I'll check that out. Do I have a jewelry tab? I do. And coral ring can go over there. That's fine. Yeah. Iron rings are quite nice early on. Not relevant for this particular build, but yeah. And quality weapons here and here. And for a flask, I'm just going to put this on the right because I want to distinguish. Yeah, these are all non-magical flasks that I think I was maybe keeping for like a new character or something like that. I'll keep the extra quicksilver in there, but the others don't have to be in there. Oops. Sell these extra flasks. Don't care about those. Okay. And stash my currency. We'll consider doing some crafting soon, especially since it's very easy to get. Again, we're kind of a weird character. If I was doing a normal spellcaster, I'd probably use the Essence of Woe to get a bonus to my spell damage early on. If I was a physical character, I'd do one of these. I don't care about the life leech. The armor maximum life is handy. I guess if I find a nice piece of a non-magical armor with some good sockets that I care about, I could use that. But again, early on, you don't get very many sockets. The maximum number of sockets is determined by the item level. Later on, you can get items with as many as 6 sockets. That's only body armor and two-handed items get 6 sockets. Nothing else does. Single one-handed weapons have 3 slots. But of course, I mean, that means in total, whether you're using a single two-handed weapon or 2 single weapons, I can't remember how you can get in a shield. I think it's more than 3, though. But you can get, just as many sockets. The advantage of having 6 sockets all linked, for example, means you can get a lot of support gems on one thing. But it's extraordinarily rare to get a 6-socketed item that is all linked. Or even one with, like, 5 linked sockets are very rare. You tend to spend a lot of currency. There's an item that can reshuffle, just re-randomize all the item links, and you can easily spam out like hundreds of them trying to get a 6-linked item. So with especially me, someone who doesn't do that much trading, I can't really rely on getting something like that. Hey, Lore Master. Well, let's go and clear this area a little bit first. He's most likely going to ask me to defend this object from a bunch of spawning monsters. Sometimes they ask you to destroy some pillars. There's a couple of different behaviors, but that's almost certainly what's going to happen over here. I'm going to go and refresh a couple of zombies just in case they're lower in health. And we'll go and do this. Boom. Oh, I got to destroy the relics. I got a minute 40 to do it. This might be the sort of thing where it'd be easier if I was actually targeting things. All I have to do is focus down the relics. Let me go and fireball over there. And where's the other one? Oh, it's over here. So I'm just going to fireball to focus fire it a little bit. Getting a bit surrounded, but they should go away whenever that dies. Excellent. Complete this. Lovely. All right. Ooh, a blacksmith whetstone. Very nice. Now, for us, I don't think we care, as a spellcaster, I don't think we care about weapon quality. Weapon quality increases the damage of the base weapon itself. I don't believe it affects anything else about the weapon. And for armor, quality makes a bit more difference. You can affect the armor of all your standard armor bits. Affect the quality of all your standard armor bits. So chest, hands, feet, shield. Oh, I lost all my minions. And that does increase how much armor / evasion / energy shield is provided. Although, again, none of the other modifiers get affected. So we personally don't care about the whetstones, as far as I know, since we never actually whack someone with our weapon itself. But for other people, for other classes, it's like one of the most important things is to try to get some extra quality on your weapons, because every piece of DPS counts. It is actually sometimes really fun to play a character that's really, all their damage comes from the quality of weapon. It becomes your real, like, set piece item. For us, our weapons, well, our weapon later, when we get to the point where we can craft, like, a staff with a bunch of sockets and the +1 to all socketed gems, +2 to all fire gems, which is going to be the capstone of this build, although that's going to be ages and ages away, then that will be our set piece item. And I guess even with a regular spellcaster, do I want to trade anything? No. Do I want to identify this stuff to use? Probably not. Yeah, no, not the club. Helmet. Yeah, 6-1 half does the other. I don't care. I don't care to, like, work out the math. It does have the rarity. Slightly more rarity. I lose the int, but who cares about that? You know what? I'll take it just for the rarity thing. It actually gives me enough dex to equip the bow, which is funny. I do lose some int, which is too bad for my energy shield. Haku again! God damn, they just keep running into you. Alright, let's go and do it. Do. We've got all of our zombies. Good. At least these zones tend to be relatively short. And the one guy at the end does, like, drop more stuff. So here's the staff over here. Yeah, I can see. Just the intrinsic is the 12% chance to block on that guy. Depends on the type of staff, depends on the internal quality. Most items have like a range they can roll, so you're always looking for the one with the highest possible base to build upon. But we're going to be going with either wand and shield or dagger and shield for a good long time here. And really, it's not about our main hand weapon because none of that is going to affect anything. If we get something that says +1 to fire level, like we've got one right now that's +1 to cold gem level. If we get with fire level, then we'll definitely move our flaming skull into that item. Where the hell? Where are we going? These are usually very small maps, and I'm getting a little confused. Oh, I need another zombie. Here we go. Flaming skull, flaming skull. That would have been a good pack to fireball. Oh, this guy reses stuff. I'm going to focus fire him with the fireball just in case my flaming skulls don't hit him properly. Get a new zombie. Excellent. Oh, same here. Let's make sure to burn you down as quickly as possible. Die! Die! These guys always resist lightnings. I think because they're inherently like skeletons. Skeletons always have resist lightning. I think zombies tend to have resist cold. These don't. But there's something like, there's a few patterns that you can see like that. So with my lightning build, it's a little bit annoying, but they're not super resistant to lightning. There we go. That's where we're going. That'd be a good place to fireball. And again, I'm going to keep fireballing this guy so that he doesn't sit around raising his buddies. Also using up corpses that I might want to use. Okay. This is going to be a little dicey. I'm going to focus fire him. Again, my zombies are probably going to get obliterated by the spirit. Let me just kill you first. Re-raise some zombies. Bit of a cluster over there. Why is it so dark when he's on me? That's crazy. Yeah, he's obliterating my zombies super fast, which is very, very, very unpleasant. Zombie, 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 zombie. Skulls. Yeah, keep hitting me. Thank you. Oh, when we leveled up by doing that too. Okay. We're going to move over to here. Dexterity node, but yeah, we're working our way up to more minion survivability. Let's get the steel greaves. These are both triple colored sockets. Was there any extra loot over here? I'll grab the scroll of wisdom. Maybe. Okay, that's going to be fine then. And then we'll grab the spirit and GTFO. I think it was right over here, the opening. Yeah, sometimes they're a little hard to see on the map. Large life flask. I guess I could grab that because I think I'm still on a medium one. There was a minion back there, but who cares about that? Whoop. There we go. Alright, halfway through level 2 on this guy. Again, level 3, we get a hideout. Fun stuff. I doubt that this is the correct way to go. No, that's just going to circle around. Okay, that's fine. Go through here. So we're in the prison. I'm going to look for the warden. Got to go through the prison to get to the next bit. We'll also encounter Piety for the first time here. Oh, that's all dead-ended. Okay. Too bad I don't have any more charges on my Quicksilver Flask. Also, I don't yet have boots with movement speed. Movement speed on our boots may actually be less important with this character than most of them. Usually you're always looking for like at least 20% movement speed on your boots. But and mobility is always good to, you know, run away, kite, do different things like that. But mostly we're not going to be getting to the thick of things over here to the same extent. You know, we're not positioning, we're not going to be looking to kite for for ranged, or even, you know, run around in melee or do anything of the sort. So we're going to be far less dependent on getting boots with movement speed. On the other hand, movement speed's always nice for just leveling up. Oh, a tricorn. That's a cool looking hat. Ember amulet for strength. I mean, I might grab it and bank it just in case we find ourselves short on strength. We may want to go and craft that. Let's just do this. What are you? Life, that's a lot of int. Lots of evasion, actually. I mean, again, we'll lose our rarity of items found thing, but I'm going to call that an upgrade. It's a lot of evasion and the life. Just a little survivability. Again, our survivability is not quite the same war. Well, A, we're not playing on hardcore mode. B, we've got a lot of minions to tank for us. And C, it's very early in the game. And it's, you know, until we get to a couple of the boss fights here, survivability is really not very much of a challenge. But, you know, it ain't nothing. So evasion is a chance to just... Oh, I'm that full, huh? Evasion is a chance to just outright dodge things. I mean, I can probably play inventory Tetris to get it, but do I just want a portal open? It's a lot of percentage. Do I just want to drop something? Why do I... Oh, yeah, that makes sense. You know what? I'm going to drop the mask, because it's not going to vendor for that much. I'd actually rather have the armor improving things right now. Well, I say that. Yeah, none of it's important. You know what? Stop stressing about it. Just move on. I will have to portal soon, because there's going to be a boss fight, which is going to drop a lot of loot. Focus fire you. Yeah, you can see the zombies. They target whatever I'm targeting, which is nice. Let's level up my fireball and raise zombie gem. Now, I don't know if leveling up my raised zombie changes my existing zombies or I have to resummon them, but it's not like they take that long to die. Oh, there's another portal scroll. I mean, normally you're walking around with... Ooh, that's going to be useful. It's funny, the silver coins drop in normal mode, but as far as I know, you can't use them in normal mode, like in the standard league. I might be wrong, but I don't think you can get prophecies in the standard league. Or maybe they moved it, because it used to be specific to a particular challenge league, literally called the prophecy league. So I might be wrong. Maybe it's in the base game now. All right, we'll pick this up. Now, it's very good because there's a prophecy specifically that says if I kill a certain dude while this shield is equipped, then it will level up to the next type of unique, which is very exciting. Oh, we got another essence over here. So again, I'll pre-cast a bunch of the skulls. And then pop this guy. And then run back. Are those like blood orbs? They don't look like fire. They look like blood. Essence of Greed. Grab another Scroll of Wisdom. I love the tricorn. I mean, I'm wearing this mostly because it looks awesome, if I'm perfectly honest. Boop, 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 boop. I'm at full zombies. Skeletons. All right. You know what? We were going to put a cut in here. The video's gone on long enough. We're going to keep clearing the prison. Soon we'll run into the warden. Our first probably serious boss of the game. I know that if you're playing a hardcore character, it's actually a little bit scary because he can sort of 1-2 punch combo you and kill you a little faster than you can expect, especially if you're a little newer to the game. But I don't think we'll have a problem with this particular build. He might kill a lot of my zombies, which will be annoying. But other than that, I think we're going to be okay. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.